website. They will be open from tomorrow until the close of business on Tuesday, December 14th, at which time the administration will then organize the amount of applications we have received, and in cooperation with the 7 remaining board members, we will establish a procedure, assuming there are not an overabundance of candidates, to begin the December 20th meeting at an earlier time frame to allow for public interview of those prospective candidates. It is the intent of the administration, and I believe the intent of this board, that then the 2 people would be chosen at that meeting and seated and would then become official members on December 20th.
Just to clarify, when you say public interview, the interview would occur in the public being administered by the board?
That is correct. That is Mr. Estep's recommendation that the interviews would take place in public.
My question
That's for
would be,
transparency's purposes. And it's also been my historical experience when we've had seats open up in my previous districts.
Yep, Mr. Barry?
at what point do we compile the questions that we would ask them, if we have any?
Following this meeting, Mr. Estep will be working on some of the logistics, and you'll be in communication, we'll all be in communication one at a time to establish the procedure, and he'll recommend number of questions, types of questions. All board members that are remaining will have input, whether they approve the questions. For transparency's sake and also for legality's sake, each board member will be asked the same question. So it's not gonna be a range of questions for each board member. It's gonna be a set of questions for each applicant. And they will be decided on and agreed upon by the 7 remaining board members before December 20th.
All right, thank you.
And Eric, if I can add to that for you, what I'm planning to do, Pennsylvania School Boards Association, who is your primary, as a board member, your primary advocate, they usually have banks of questions that can be asked by boards of potentially interested candidates. So I was going to try to see if I could lift a set of their questions and float them out to you guys for review. I would recommend that we do try to limit the number of questions simply for the sake of time, to, let's say, as few as 3 and no more than 5. If we pick the right questions to ask, you should have a good idea of how you're going to feel about voting for a potential candidate then.
My only other question is, on the number of candidates that may come forward, will there be potentially a plan B if we see a large number, and in the posting that is put out, is it clear about the time commitment, the number of meetings, and the like for the position?
I would defer to either Mr. Estep or Mrs. Beck about the content of the posting and if we would get more than a handful of applicants.
Was the question, what do we do if we get, say, 15?
Yes.
Is that basically what we're asking?
Yes.
Honestly, I think however many we get, we should try to arrange to interview all of them.
Okay. And
That's my thought.
And Jim, does the posting indicate time commitment, number of meetings, weekly?
But we can certainly make it do that.
Okay.
That might be more informed, that would make prospective people who are interested better informed of what they're getting into.
That was my thought.
So that could be easily done. I think Christine and I could work something up. She's already got a draft, and we can tweak it as needed.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board on the process of selecting replacements? Mr. Estep, I believe you and Mrs. Beck had clear direction from the board on how to proceed tomorrow.
Yeah, is everybody good?
Everybody's good here.
Okay.
Hey,